Hello everyone and welcome back to KORR Monsters. This time we are in Las Vegas, Nevada once again for KORR Monsters Finals 9 Freestyle. Getting right into this, we'll be kicking off Freestyle with Greg Easton in Monkey Business. Then we'll have Ward Clayton in Buster, Clay Dixon in Witch Hunt, Jim Baxter in Howler, Henry Gibbons in Youngblood, Fred Malone in Damage Control, Bill Taylor in Violator, Ed Jenkins in Bull Tilt, Nico Brock in Grim Fate, Lonnie Hall in Rambunctious, Kyle Gibson in Craftsman Tools, Randall Boone in Rat Trap 3, Gene Martin in Glazed and Confused, Herbert Miller in Airborne Assault, Guy Neal in Flashover, Trip Cassidy in Cottonmouth, David Langford in Comedic Gaskets, Todd Yates in Doggone Crazy, our freshly crowned two-time racing champion Harper Ray in Linex Defender, and then ending off, we have our 5 former freestyle champions, starting off with Mike Maxwell in Tonka, Christian Holt in Busted Knuckles, Jack Schroeder in Try Me, Opal Baxter in Reckless Red, and then rounding out our field, our reigning freestyle champion Mark Moody in Haas CNC. Now coming up first, we have Greg Easton in Monkey Business, starting us off good air on that car stack into a little bit of a slap wheelie going down the racing lane. Now, something new for finals this year, you can see on the bottom left, 2-minute long freestyles. This is just going to be something for finals. So we'll have to see how these drivers can handle an extra 30 seconds in freestyle. This Monkey Business goes into some donuts here. Just a few rotations to get us started. Going right for that bread van. Coming around looking for his next hit. Looks like he's going to go for that tanker trailer. Gets tripped up by a little bit. No harm, no foul. And goes right over the box truck. Hard landing on the front end. Gasses it up and pulls a little bit of a wheelie. He's coming up on the halfway mark of this run. Gets some good air on that freestanding car. He's hit almost everything out here on the floor so far. So he goes backside on the blue lane. A great sky wheelie out of Monkey Business. Now looks like he's going to go for the big send it ramp in the middle. Not going to clear it up and over under the nose. He's going to save it. Greg Easton giving us everything the judges could be asking for to start off freestyle, except maybe a bigger save and some more big air. The first truck going over the triple bus stack. As we come down to the last 20 seconds of the freestyle run here. Going to be interesting to see what the score is going to be. Of course, with this being finals, scores are going to be out of 40 instead of 30. As Monkey Business has now hit everything on the track, looks like he's going to end up with some donuts here right in the middle of the floor. Have to see what the score is going to be to get us started here in freestyle. It's going to shut it down there. It's going to be a 24 to get us started. So a good score from Monkey Business, but definitely not going to be one we're going to be talking about later on in the show as far as the win goes. So now we have Ward Clayton coming out in Buster. We saw him debut this truck here just a couple of years ago, and he got an invite this year into the main field. Wasting no time going right for the triple. Just kind of rolling over everything, though. A little bit of a slap wheelie coming off. Lining up backside of the big ramp. Comes up a little bit short, landing in the top of the pond. Now first truck going over that car pyramid. Got a ton of air. And first truck hitting that car stack, I didn't even realize was there. So far, good run from Ward Clayton. Great momentum. And now some huge air off the racing lane. Biggest air of the night so far. Oh, gets into the wall. Looks like the official's going to let him keep on going. Now he's going to cross thread the bus stack. course, Ward and Buster, part of Team Try Me, so cross threads are expected out of this team. Great air over the semi-trailer. 30 seconds left in the run. Now going the other way through the semi-trailer. Gets into trouble, gets stuck on it. No, he doesn't. He gets able to drive off of it onto the sidewalls, and he's gonna save it. Or Clayton save of the night so far. It's gonna be tough to beat that one. And it looks like he's gonna try for the triple here. Second truck out. And he's gonna come up well short. Front tires just barely getting to the third bus. But gets a good slap wheelie to end Freestyle. But looks like he's going to keep on going here for the fans. We'll see the score once he's finally done. Great air over the back of the racing lane. Going for another cross thread once again. Gets into trouble. Up and over he's going to go. It'll be a 32 for Ward, Clayton, and Buster to take the lead, as now we have Clay Dixon coming out in Witch Hunt. Starting us off good air on that car stack. Of course, Witch Hunt won the fan vote this year, so he got invited in that 24th spot to come out to finals this year. Of course, being a West Coaster, not a far drive compared to some of the other trucks that have won that. So looks like Witch Hunt's going to go into some donuts here. Just a couple of rotations, just going to hit it, quit it, go right to the next obstacle. Oh, gets into trouble, big wheelie onto the sidewalls, and he's going to save it once again. That's something we've seen a lot out of Witch Hunt. He'll get into a situation where the truck looks like it's just going to wreck violently, and then he somehow pulls it out. We've seen other trucks have the same kind of hit, and they don't pull out the save, but Witch Hunt seems to always get the good save out of it. Now we get some good air going over the red lane. Coming back around, getting some good air on that closer car stack. Goes over the tanker trailer once again. Coming up on the last 30 seconds of the run. So yet another truck looking like it's going to fill time. Going over the triple. Oh, gets into some trouble. Goes off the side of the triple. Now it looks like we're going to get some more donuts here. He's probably going to end the run with these. And indeed he is. Couple seconds left on the clock. That shouldn't hurt him. It's going to be a 27 though for Witch Hunt to put him into second place. So now we have Jim Baxter coming out in Howler. Rookie driver this year in KORR Monsters. Youngest driver in the field, only 18 years old. So we'll have to see how this young kid can do. Has an impressive rookie year. Great slap wheelie, dragging the tail across half the floor. Now, of course, I say Jim's a rookie. He's been driving his father's truck moving violation for a couple of years in some events, but not in KORR Monsters. You have to be 18 to compete here. So far from a true rookie as he gets a hard landing going over the semi-trailer. Looks like the truck's going to stay together. Now big air over the center jump. Lands off to the side. Could have gotten into some trouble there, but keeps it together. Halfway through the run, looks like he's going to go for the triple. Stands on the gas, and once again comes up way short. Buries the front end into the dirt, and up and over he's going to go. It's going to be a 17 for Jim Baxter and Howler. Leaving a lot of time left on the clock. Now Henry Gibbons comes out in Youngblood. Special paint this year for him. He inverted the colors. So it's an orange body with blue graphics as opposed to the other way around. We'll have to see how we can do. Great slap wheelie coming off the tanker. Combos it up with the other semi-trailer. Coming around looking for that next hit. Looks like he's going to go for that red van. Gets some good air going over it. Lining up for the triple. Of course, not going to get anywhere close to making it with how little run-up he gave himself, but still a good jump there. It looks like he's going to go through the semi-trailer. Big air, hard landing on the left. It's going to keep on going. Now he's going to cross-thread. Oh, but he gets the housing. The rear housing caught on the fountain, and I think he just ripped out the rear housing. Looks like the truck's not going. And yeah, you can kind of see it. The housing's ripped out of the truck. It's going to be a 14 for Henry Gibbons and Youngblood. Unable to continue after that. So then we have Fred Malone coming out in damage control. I believe the second time we're seeing Fred here at finals. Great air to get us started into a slap wheelie. Of course, brand new truck for Fred this year. Everything from the chassis to the body, all brand new on this truck. Get some good air going over the bread van. Got tripped up by it a little bit. Not quite enough air to clear it. Going for another slap wheel. He's going to get one going down the racing lane. Didn't carry it for all that long. So he goes for the center jump. Gets tripped up on the landing. I don't think we've seen anyone clear that yet here. Oh, gonna back up. A little bit of a negative, but he wanted to hit the semi-trailer straight as he gets some great air up onto the sidewalls. Gets into trouble. Slams the truck into the tanker, and the truck shut off on him. Clock's paused, waiting for him to get going again. Gets the truck refired and gets it off the tanker. Clock will restart once he makes his next move. Looks like he's going to go for the triple. Lands it off to the side, up and over. He's going to go. He's not going to save that one. It's going to be a 20 for Fred Malone in damage control. So now we move on to Bill Taylor and Violator. First time we're seeing Bill and Violator here at finals. We'll have to see what he can do. Starting us off with some donuts. Going backside of the triple, lands it on the second bus. Getting some good air going over the racing lane into a slap wheelie. Bill definitely stepping up his freestyle game this year. Only been driving a couple years, and you can tell he's definitely got that fire in him to be great. We'll just have to see how well he can keep progressing in freestyle. Great air over the racing lane. Gets tripped up by the bread van a little bit, but recovered the truck. Halfway through the run. Great air on the back of the blue lane. Oh, but the truck shut off on him. Gets the truck refired. Clock will restart once he hits another obstacle. We'll have to see what he's going to go for. Sends it over the center obstacle. Gets into trouble. Up and over. He's going to go. Is he going to save this one? No, he is not. Bunch of time left on the clock. Only an 18 for Violator. As now Ed Jenkins and Bull Tilt comes out. Ed, of course, drives the second Cometic truck normally. Used to drive Bull Tilt. And we can't have two trucks with the same identity here at finals. So they put the Bull Tilt body back on Ed's chassis. Hence all the blue accents on it. So Get some great air going over the semi-trailer. Blowing the smoke over almost every jump so far. Huge air going over the center obstacle. Up onto two wheels, and he's going to put it back down with a bunch of throttle. Ed Jenkins just standing on the throttle every chance he can get right now. More good air going over the bread van. More smoke coming out the nose. Halfway through the run now. You know, we started out first few trucks all filled time. I don't think we've had anyone fill since the third or fourth truck out. And looks like Ed's going to go for the triple. And he's going to back it up to the wall. Have to see if he can make this. Huge air blowing the smoke. And he's going to clear it. Puts it on the tailgate. Ed Jenkins, first driver to clear the triple here. That definitely just lit a fire under him. He was already going big before. He's going even bigger now. Hard landing on the right side. It's over on the left. And he's not going to save that one. Couple seconds on the clock. 33 for Bull Tilt. Good enough to take the lead. So now we have Nico Brock coming out in Grim Fate. Have to see what he can do. His teammate just got knocked out of the lead. You have to assume he's definitely going to go and try to take that lead back. Good slap wheelie combos it up. Gets into a little bit of trouble. But the semi-trailer catches him and actually put him down pretty soft. Of course, Nico, a veteran here at finals, does a transfer off the bus stack onto the racing lane. Now goes into a set of Cyclones. But Nico, we've been seeing him out here competing for years, has some of the wildest moments as he gets into trouble up and over. Is he going to save it? No. Just as I was praising him, he goes over way too early, only a 14 for Grim Fate. So now we have Lonnie Hall and Rambunctious coming out. Lost in round one of racing to Cottonmouth. So he's been sitting for a long time, getting ready for this freestyle run as he starts this off great air into a slap wheelie and walks the wheelie over the semi-trailer. Get some good air going over that tanker truck. Great air going over the red lane. Looks like we're going to get some donuts here out of Lonnie. Make that some Cyclones. Oh, the truck's going to hike up on him. Over it goes. Way too early for Lonnie Hall to go over. It's only going to be a 7 for Rambunctious. Not the night Lonnie Hall wanted here in Vegas. Now we have Kyle Gibson coming out in Craftsman Tools. Getting some good air on that car stack to get us started. I think he's the first driver to start with that car stack. So a unique start. Definitely should probably get an extra point from at least one of the judges for that. Something they haven't seen yet as the starting move to a run. Great air going over the back of the red lane. Now Kyle started off this season having a lot of trouble keeping the truck on all four wheels in freestyle. So we'll have to see how he can do here. So far it's looking pretty good. So he goes right back over that semi-trailer once again. Not really any air going over it. Coming up halfway through the run. Lines up for the big ramp in the middle. Clears the entire pond. Little bit of a flat landing, though. So that's going to be a little rough on him in there. Backsides the bust axe, gets into trouble, up and over, he's going to go. It's going to be a 21 for Craftsman Tools. Nowhere near close to filling time. So now we have Randall Boone coming out in Rat Trap 3, the last freestyle we're ever going to see out of him, and he gets it started with a great slap wheelie down the racing lane. Of course, Rat Trap also celebrating its 20th anniversary with a throwback to the original body. Some good air going over. That tanker got tripped up by it a little bit, and a little bit of an awkward landing. And another slap wheelie for Randall Boone in Rat Trap 3. This is also, from what I'm hearing, the last time we're going to see Rat Trap 3 here in KORR Monsters. So it sounds like they got Rat Trap 6 built and ready for next year. And we may even see it later tonight. Now we're going to get some Cyclones here out of Rat Trap. Keeps it on all four wheels. Of course, with these older chassis from Team Rat Trap, that was never a guarantee that it'd stay on all four wheels. In fact, the early years of KORR Monsters, it was almost a guarantee if Rat Trap or Cottonmouth went into Cyclones, it'd go over, and it looks like Rat Trap shut off in the air. It's going to endo onto its lid. It's going to be a 21 for Randall Boone and Rat Trap. About 20 seconds left on the clock for him. So now we have Gene Martin and Glazed and Confused coming out. Coming around looking for his next hit. He's going to go over the bread van with a good little bit of air. That bread van beat down quite a bit at this point. So you get some great air off that car stack. Oh, Crossthread gets into trouble. I was going to say he saved it, but he got into more trouble. Now he's on flat ground once again. Very unique move there out of Glazed and Confused. Huge air off the racing lane. Almost went over on the landing as well. Huge air over the center obstacle. Hard landing on the right side. And that truck's still going to stay on all four wheels, and it looks like he's going to go for the triple. Oh, he's going to get close, but he lands it on the third bus once again. Quite a few trucks have now landed on that third bus. Getting some donuts here. Out of Glazed and Confused. 45 seconds left on the clock. This is a good run from Gene, but we'll have to see how the judges score. I don't think it's going to be enough for the lead, but it could maybe get to third place. Huge air off that car stack. 20 seconds left in the run now. Gets into trouble. Buries the front end in the dirt. It's going to be a 25 for Glazed and Confused. Rough landing there. So now we get to Airborne Assault, driven by Herbert Miller. Brand new piece he debuted this year. Wasting no time. Getting a couple of big hits here. Now, I don't know if he's still just not used to this truck, but we haven't quite seen the Herbert we've seen in the past in this truck. He's had some moments, but not quite the air and the momentum we've been used to seeing out of him in years past. So we'll have to see what he can do here. Great air going over the center obstacle backwards. Little bit of air going over that car pyramid. Combos it up with the semi-trailer. This is a good run out of Herbert so far. But still lacking that big airborne assault we're used to seeing, pun intended. And looks like he's going to line up for the triple here. Is he going to back up to the wall? Yes, he is. Not quite to the wall, but gets close to it. Huge air out of airborne assault. Not quite going to clear it, but he's still on all four wheels, and that's the important part. Not a lot of trucks have been able to stay on all four wheels. Oh, gets into trouble, lands it hard on the left side, stands on the gas and brings it back onto all four wheels. Herbert Miller and airborne assault might have just taken the save of the night away from Buster. Under 20 seconds now on the clock. Cross thread move. Racing lane to racing lane. Stuffs the back end in the dirt. Up and over. He's going to go. And it's going to be a 32 for Herbert Miller and airborne assault. It's going to tie for second place. So then we have Guy Neal coming out in flashover, making his first ever appearance here at finals. A lot of people really surprised he's never been here before. Always a strong contender, but never quite got the nod. This year he finally did. Of course, Grace Racing performing out of him, as we saw last week, made it to round number 3. He's always been a good racer, but a better freestyler. So get some good air going over the back of the blue lane into a little bit of a slap wheelie. Not a lot of room to carry it that direction, however. Get some good air going over the red lane. Gonna go into some donuts coming up on the halfway point of the run. So far, great run for Flashover. Not quite sure it's in the conversation for the lead yet, however, great air on the back of the red lane. And up for his next hit. Huge air off the blue lane once again. Surprised we haven't seen more people hit that with how high it's kicking them. But maybe the elevation's what's scaring people. More good air on the back of the semi-trailer. Combos it up with the tanker. Walks a wheelie on the way down. 25 seconds left in the run for Flashover. Hits the triple, lands it between the second and third bus. Flashover might be the first truck to fill time here in quite a while if he can pull this off. Huge sky wheelie over the center obstacle, up and over. He's gonna go. Not gonna save that one. It's gonna be a 33, so enough to tie for the lead. Just a handful of seconds left on the clock. Now Trip Cassidy comes out in Cottonmouth. It'll be Trip's last time here in Rat Trap 5 and driving the Cottonmouth identity. He'll be moving to Rat Trap 6, driving the Rat Trap identity next year, becoming the new main Rat Trap driver with Randall's retirement. So we'll have to see how he can send off his time here in Cottonmouth. So far, great start to the run. Of course, we saw start of the year winning back-to-back racing events earlier. Something no one has done in the regular season, well, ever here in KORR Monsters since we went to head-to-head racing, and then made it to the semifinals in racing here tonight. But Trip, no slouch here in freestyle as well. He's had some pretty good results in the past, as he gets some good air going over the tanker. And now looks like we're going to get some cyclones out of him. Just a few rotations. Ooh, hard landing there on the fountain. Didn't land in the fountain, didn't land on the dirt. He landed with both housings on the concrete. That probably should have broken something. But 40 seconds left in the run here. It's a good run out of Trip, but definitely lacking some wow moments. So it looks like now he's going to go for the triple. Ooh. Looks like he just ripped the rear end out on the third bus on the landing. Up and over, he's going to go. Just trying to make a turn of the truck, and it dumped on its lid. It's going to be 27 for Cottonmouth. So now we have David Langford coming out in Cometic Gaskets. His first year driving this truck, he made it to the racing final, as well as picking up a win just a couple of weeks ago. So now we'll have to see what he can do in freestyle. So far, Bull Tilt still with the score to beat with the 33 flashover. Tied to that as now David Langford gets some huge air off that car pyramid. Lining up for that center obstacle, gets some good air. Clears the ponds, a little bit of a slap wheelie on the landing. Goes for the transfer, and he's gonna jump farther than we saw out of Grim Fate. Oh, gets into a little bit of trouble there. Keeps it on all four wheels. David Langford definitely giving us a good run here. So get some more good air off that car stack. Last 40 seconds of the run. Looks like he's going to go for the triple. And he's also going to back up to the wall. Can he be the second person to clear it? We saw his teammate clear it before. Oh, he's going to clear it by a mile. Hard landing onto the front. Bounces it up over onto its lid. Is he going to save it? No, he's not. 20 seconds on the clock. It'll be a 30 for Comedic Gaskets. Just too hard of a landing there. So now we have Todd Yates coming out and Doggone Crazy. Always a wild one here in freestyle. Starting us off, big hit on the back of the bread van. Now something new for this truck that they debuted here at finals. Didn't have a chance to bring it up in racing. This truck now has new wider axles underneath of it. Todd wanted to try something out, so he built a new set of axles. They're about 1.5 feet wider than what was on the truck before. So he's going to get a cross thread over the bus stack. Hard landing on the side. Barrel rolls it. And back onto all four wheels, and he's going to keep on going. What a save there from Todd Yates. Those new axles staying under the truck for that. So he definitely built them strong. We'll have to see how the rest of this run goes. Huge air over the center obstacle. I think the biggest air we've seen off that all night. And looks like he's going to back up to the wall, going to go for the triple. He's going to be close, but comes up a little bit short. But he's still going, coming up on the last 30 seconds of the run. Any other year, this run would be full right now. Now he's going to cross-thread the tanker. Oh, up onto two wheels once again, and he's going to get a save. Todd Yates, you have to think he's going to take the lead here. Up and over he's going to go. He's going to save it once again. Yes, he is. Looks like the officials shut him off. He's still on all four wheels. They're going to let him keep on going. Only 10 seconds left on the clock. And now he's going to go for the transfer and lands it on the third bus on the downside, it looked like. Oh, same move we saw Buster go over on, except this time Doggone Crazy pulls it off. Oh, gets into trouble up and over hard onto the front of the chassis. But it's going to be a 36 for Todd Yates and Doggone Crazy to take the lead. And now we have our freshly crowned two-time back-to-back racing champion, Harper Ray and Linex Defender coming out. Harper, always a great racer. A little hit or miss in freestyle. It's not that he's bad. He just has a lot of bad luck with bounces. Ends up going over pretty early half the time. So we'll have to see what kind of performance we can get out of him here. Let's get some good air going backside over the bus stacks. Good air going over the bread van. Now, a lot of these obstacles are starting to get beat down, so it doesn't take quite as much air to get over them, which I think we're seeing out of a lot of these trucks. They're not quite airing it out as much as what we've seen earlier in Freestyle. Great air out of Linex. Comes up a little short, got into a little bit of trouble, but he keeps it on all four wheels halfway through the run now. Do a set of donuts in the center of the floor. Big air over the center obstacle, biggest of the night so far, I think. Definitely close to what Doggone Crazy did. Now going for the triple. Almost clears it perfectly, but looks like the back tire caught on the bus and blew. So 30 seconds left in the run. This is now a three-wheeled truck. Oh, and it looks like it's going to bite him here. Gets stuck on the bread van. He's going to try to get off, but he's going to call it there. It's going to be a 20 for Linex Defender. So now we move on to Mike Maxwell. 5 trucks left to go. Mike Maxwell coming out in Tonka. Last freestyle run we're seeing for Tonka. Mike will have a brand new truck for next season. Oh, gets into trouble right off the bat. Gets grabbed by the bread van. Very awkward hit, but he keeps it going. Now walks a wheelie down the backside of the car pyramid. Beautiful move there out of Mike. Now, of course, Mike going this late, partly because he's the freestyle champion, but Mike is also the only driver in KORR Monsters to have a racing and freestyle championship. Of course, Mike won his racing championship driving Ash fire extinguishers back in, I believe, 2002. Very hard landing. You can see the momentum of the truck completely died when he landed. Now Mike going to take his turn on the triple, backing up all the way to the wall. Halfway through the run, huge air, lands it perfect on the downside. Absolutely perfect jump there from Mike. Huge air off the car stack. Oh, he's going to get into trouble. Up and over, he's going to go. Can he save it? No. 27 for Mike Maxwell and Tonka. Way too much time left on the clock. Now we have Christian Holt coming out and busting knuckles. We saw that absolutely insane run out of him in Tacoma earlier. Went on for 3 or 4 minutes. The greatest save we've ever seen here in KORR Monsters. Of course, also picking up the freestyle win there. A lot of fans happy to finally see this truck win again. Huge air out of busted knuckles. So far, good run. Of course, Christian won the freestyle championship back in 2000. Gets into trouble. Hard landing. Slaps the truck hard on the ground. Looks like the truck stayed together. No, it popped a tire. I'm surprised it's all the damage the truck got off of that. That was a vicious landing. So now Christian running out here on 3 tires. Gets into trouble once again. Up and over he's going to go. And he's going to save it and keep on going. Christian Holt, an absolutely different person this year in freestyle. Looks like he's having a little bit of trouble getting the truck turned. Oh, gets into trouble. Tries to cross-thread the semi-trailer and lands it back on all 4 wheels. Looks like the left front actually came off. And the officials are going to let him keep on going. He's still on all, well, 3 of his wheels. So he keeps on going, gets some air going over the blue lane. 30 seconds left in the run. And he's going to go and do a set of cyclones here. Up onto 2 wheels. And he's still going. Around and around he goes. Is he ever going to stop? Up and over onto his lid. 10 seconds on the clock. It's going to be a 36 for Christian Holt and Busted Knuckles to tie for the lead. Now we have Jack Schroeder coming out, two-time freestyle champion in Try Me. Of course, with the black and white Hot Rod Flames this year. So far, good start to the run. And up for the blue lane, huge air. Gets into trouble, puts it back down onto all four wheels. Now, Jack has been struggling a little bit here in finals the last few years. Some great moves just like this one, hard landing on the left side, but keeps it going. He's not really been able to even come close to filling time, so we'll have to see what he can do with that extra 30 seconds here. So he goes for the triple, and he's going to clear it, puts it into slap wheelie once again as well. Pretty much everyone that's cleared that has ended up in a slap wheelie. Big air over the center jump. Jack Schroeder definitely doing everything he can to try and knock off his teammate and Busted Knuckles. Cross thread out of Try Me, up and over. He's going to go across the track. Can he save it? No, he's not going to. It'll be a 20 for Jack Schroeder and Try Me. Now two-time freestyle champion Opal Baxter and Reckless Red coming out. She has had a year to forget. 0 wins this year. Every single year in the past, she's had at least one coming into finals. Cross thread over the semi-trailer, gets into trouble, but puts it back down onto all four wheels. I'm not sure if she's gone past a minute in freestyle all year. She's had some decent racing results, but freestyle has been abysmal for her this year. What's she going to go for now? Cross thread over the bus stack. Hard landing on the right side. No. Well, kind of. Really weird how she got the truck to do that in the air. It looked like it started to straighten back up on her. Now she's going to go for this transfer. Lands it beautifully on the downside of the racing ramp. Halfway through the run, great run out of Opal so far. Huge air off the car pyramid. Have to think this is definitely in the conversation right now. But can she keep it going? Good set of cyclones there. Looking backside of the blue lane. Good air there coming up on the last 30 seconds. Like I said, it's a really good run, but we need some wow moments here. Oh, gets into trouble on the left side, and she's gonna save it. Really good run out of her so far. I'm not sure if this is gonna contend for the lead. She goes for the triple. And she's going to clear the landing ramp and keep on going. That was her last move. Judges might count this next one. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough. She gets into trouble, up and over. She's going to go. Not going to save that. It's going to be a 37, though. It's going to take the lead. So one truck left. Opal Baxter could be a 3-time freestyle champion. Interesting call by the judges there. I'm not sure I would have gone that way. But now we have Mark Moody, Haas CNC coming out. Reigning freestyle champion. Of course, he's also a 2-time freestyle champion. Won both of them driving B4 Brakes car parts first year in this Haas truck. So we'll have to see what he can do here in freestyle. So far, good start to the run. Couple of cross threads. Now huge air over that center jump. Into a slap wheelie. Now what's he going to go for next? Looks like he's going to go for the transfer. Gets tripped up by the buses. Up and over, he's going to go. Can he save it? Snaps a wheel off. That's going to be it. Mark Moody only gets an 11 in Haas. That means Opal Baxter and Reckless Red is now a 3-time freestyle champion. I feel like some people are not going to agree with that, but what the judges says goes, and Opal Baxter's now a 3-time freestyle champion with a 37. Doggone Crazy and Bustin' Knuckles tie for second with a 36. Bull Tilt and Flashover both out of 33. Buster and Airborne Assault with a 32. Comedic Gaskets with a 30. Witch Hunt, Cottonmouth, and Tonka all with a 27. Glazed and Confused with a 25. Monkey Business with a 24. Craftsman Tools and Rat Trap 3 both with a 21. Damage Control, Linex Defender, and Try Me All with a 20. Violator with an 18. Howler with a 17. Youngblood and Grim Fate both with a 14. Haas CNC with an 11. And Rambunctious with a 7. This has been quite the finals between a wild racing bracket and a wild freestyle competition. Let us know what you thought about it down in the comments below. Do you think the judges got it right? And if you don't think they got it right, who do you think actually won? But as always, we hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in 2 weeks for the start of the 2009 KORR Monsters season. Oh, and one more thing. We're not done. We still got 2 more trucks. So I'm going to be quiet, let these 2 trucks make their debuts, and we'll see you in 2 weeks for the start of the new season. We'll see you then.